While we move on to the next panel discussion that we have, which is redefining luxury living, exploring the role of integrators in elevating smart home experiences. And may I please invite the moderator of the session, Mr. Maulik, Unadkat, founder of Beyond Alliance. And could we please welcome him with a big round of applause? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you can have a bit more of energy in the room back here. A big round of applause from moderator. A very good day to you, Maulik. Can I please invite our panelists on stage? We first have Mr. Vikas Kothari, Director of Visual Vibrations, to join us on stage. We have Mr. Jaleel Sabir, founder of Mahavir Sound Room, Mr. Harsh Mehta, Managing Partner, Future Automation Solutions, Mr. Suman Kumar, Head of Sales and Strategy, Cinebels. Can we please have a big, big round of applause for our wonderful panelists joining us this morning? And we look forward to a wonderful session ahead. Maulik, the stage is all yours.
Hello. First of all, I'll like to thank everyone who's come here to engage with us. Can I put in a small request? Since we are a small crowd, can everybody just come in front so that it's a more engaging experience for us and more pleasant? So, would appreciate if you all can come in front and we can start right away, because the first question that I have is for you all. Since we are talking about luxury, which are the first three words that come to your mind when the word luxury comes in? What can you think of when you think of luxury? Can somebody give whatever comes to your mind? Three things. Shekhar. Yep. I'll come down.
Like the beautiful place to, like amalgamation of everything, like beautiful space, design and everything. If it talks about audio and automation, of course, everything clubbed into one, as coming up with a beautiful space.
Okay, if we forget the subject of automation, what comes to your mind when luxury is said?
Okay, gold, that's what comes to mind.
Yeah, somebody else, what comes to your mind? Yes. Yes. Comfort and convenience. Any other thing that comes to your mind when luxury is said? Yes, sir. Private jets. Okay, so these are the things that we relate to as luxury. And I think I can think of cars, I can think of brands when it comes to luxury. And my first opening question would go to Jaleel, sir, that I think the best experience center that I'd seen in early days was yours, and it was right above a Mercedes showroom. So luxury below and luxury shown up there, was it a strategy? Was it a coincidence? What was your thought process?
Well, thank you so much, Maulik. So what happens is when you first want to invest in luxury, or somebody becomes rich and wants to buy, the first thing he will do is buy a luxury car. And I think that sets up his expectation of what luxury should be. So if you look at most of the audio brands, will go in the most luxurious cars. If you talk about Meridian, Burmester, or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
So, and when they hear that kind of sound, they want that system in their home as well. And it becomes very easy when a client comes to you and he says, I want a particular kind of a system which I have in my car. I say, how big is your car? It's 50 square feet. And how big is your room? It's maybe 500 or 800 square feet. So I said, just multiply.
Nice.
It becomes so easy.
Nice.
When you're selling a 50 lakh rupee or a 70 lakh rupee system, how can you justify that? I said, if you want that same effect, you generally have to do that. So that taught me, actually building a experience center above Mercedes was where people come to buy luxury cars. And when they have that processing time, which a car delivery will take, that is the time we bring these clients up. And that's when they experience, even if they are not buying a house or investing in a system right now, they actually get to feel luxury.
Yes.
And next time they do that, they'll think of us. So that was the whole idea.
That was really, really well placed and well explained, that if it's a small car and it needs so much of money to give you that great experience than when it comes to a room. Brilliant analogy. Different markets have different psyches, and Harsh, you have cracked luxury in a very, very competitive and a value for money market, because doing the same in Ahmedabad is difficult. There is always a crowd that appreciates this. So how do you position something so high-end in a crowd that always thinks of value or optimization in terms of spend?
So I position luxury as aspiration. I think a lot of people have very high aspirations, but the one problem in our industry, which is they do not have a benchmark price. So for example, they know that a Mercedes will cost them 50 lakh upwards, but they don't know an XYZ keypad is going to cost them XYZ price because they don't have a benchmark. It's not a consumer market. It's a very controlled market that we live in. And that's why it's difficult to convince them to buy a product of a certain price tag. But what eventually happened with me once is a client actually gave me this idea and we started using it for a lot of our projects. So what happened is one project I was quoting a brand of a keypad which was costing him a good amount of price. And in totality, when we calculate the entire amount of order for the keypads, the client was like, Harsh, it's about what, 40 lakhs? One of my sofas is going to cost 40 lakhs. So it's okay. We don't need to negotiate on that. So when a client is actually buying the entire solution from us, it's still a very minuscule part of his overall budget. You know, whatever we do, whatever we sell, eventually if you look at the entire project pricing, it's really not going to go about 1 or 2%. And that's why I think we all need to pitch up and we all need to upscale our offerings, because eventually whatever we do, it's not going to go beyond 2%, 5% of his project value. And that's where I say that aspiration in automation is not expensive.
Right. Nice. Nice. Suman, you have kind of been for more than 2 decades in this country. And since we are talking about role of integrators here, I think you have seen early adoption days where you are hunting integrators and you've seen many integrators grow, scratch up. Can you share that experience of yours, that what it was like creating a market and pushing them to sell luxury?
I started into this industry in 2010, so that's where the journey started when we first came out with the automation experience. Yeah. People was saying, okay, it's part of your security, it's part of your motion sensors and stuff. First of all, we wanted to educate, okay, the automation industry is way different and it's part of luxury. So we had to go to every people and say, okay, we are into automation and this can be part of the luxury cycle and this is the way to sell. And initial adoptions were very less, but Jaleel, as we speak, was the veteran in the industry and he was already into it. And it took a lot of time to go to right people. And we said the perception, this home automation is going to be the luxury thing in your modern home. It's going to be a modern castle with smart technology. And we also had to preach in a lot of stuff saying, okay, how do we pitch into a customer? What is the value proposition the customer is going to get? It took a lot of time. But today, the industry from 2010 to 2024 has multiplied by 1,000 times. And you have 1,000+ integrators. Today, the responsibility is to see who has the aspiration of doing luxury homes, because you need to decide yourself into a category of integrators, and doing a luxury home is a passion. You are living the dream of the house owner and getting it accomplished. That's how it is.
Absolutely. So rightly said that the same products, the same technology is there in the mass, is there in the class, is there for every price bracket that people want. And when we talk about luxury, it's just about placing it right. Like Harsh rightly pointed out, that we are creating a benchmark here. So Vikas, the question goes to you that there are so many brands like Gucci or the Prada that you're wearing, or some shoes or some cars, and it's easy to relate to them as luxury. But if you go around this whole show and you read brands, as an end user, you don't know those brands, but you're still paying luxury for it. And how do you generally create that in a city like yours?
Well, so coming from B-town city, typically an automation is still a luxury for most people. And most people do home automation because their friend, their relative, or the architect is recommending. So, and it's good that it's still a luxury because we can always add up a lot of things and create a lot more need of certain areas where people don't know. Knowing brand, is it important? Maybe not, because we are trying to build a solution here, and end of the day, the integrator becomes a brand. The one who's doing a solution is the brand. So a product does not matter. You get various options here, but definitely a good job brings a lot of more jobs.
That's so true. In a lot of conversation with architects or clients, we say that your solution is only going to be as good as your integrator, whichever brand you use. So that's such a valid point touched. In creating an integrator as a brand, Jaleel sir, I think two things that I've seen you use a lot is creating a great experience center and using CDIA and other platforms that get a lot of education out there. How do you see this has helped you, and how impactful is this?
See, to sell luxury, first you have to adopt it and be comfortable selling it. And to do that, you have to have an experience center which showcases most of the luxury that you will be. Luxury is all about integrating technology into design. So if your client is building a luxury house, then you have to show him how you can integrate luxury technology into his house. And that's very important because all the luxury brands you see today, which you were mentioning, Maulik, about Gucci, Prada, whatever, they have these kind of showrooms where people can walk in and feel that
So true.
luxury feeling. And you have to create that, and you have to make them understand that if you're buying a Mercedes, you cannot put Maruti tires to it. You have to have a wholesome experience. So if you're building a luxury home, you should have a luxury experience, have luxury touch. Like Harsh was saying, it's very difficult to convince clients of the keypads. You have to tell them this is something which will enhance to the house which you're building. And CDIA actually gives you the education you need to explain clients in a very normal language how the technology will help him. Many of my clients say luxury, if I put in this kind of automation, it'll make me lazy and stuff like that. I said, that's your version of it, but as I think, it'll give you more time to do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so that's your take. So we'll have to take them there. You'll have to handhold the clients and take them there. So experience center is a must for selling luxury.
Yes. So true that sets the tone that now you are stepping into the next level technology in your life and you're upgrading your lifestyle. Suman sir, you mentioned that there are thousands of integrators now. So what are the challenges that brands face with integrators when it comes to positioning them in the market in the right way? Because it's eventually, as we are talking, it's the system integrator's role to position it right. So what are the challenges that as brands people face in getting this right?
See, today, as Vikas rightly said, integrator is a brand. So integrator decides to sell what he wants to sell, and he knows he can achieve the perception what a customer wants from the integrator. So integrators are becoming the brands today. When it comes to the product, as a product company brand, it's first thing is to choose your right partner, right integrator, which is a very difficult task. Because once you choose an integrator, for an integrator also it's difficult to change from the brand. And for the brand also it's difficult to change from the integrator because we are not selling one time. It's a long commitment. We cannot sell today and forget and move out of this path. We need to sell it to a customer and live with the customer for next coming 10 years. So that's more important.
Absolutely. And Harsh, as we are talking about integration building the brand, I'm sure all of us have grown from a 2 people or a 5 people team to wherever we are today. What is the roles of systems and processes that has played in your organization to come here? Because I've always heard that structured processes and systems from you a lot of times, softwares and ERPs. So how have those helped you in this service industry?
Yes, Maulik, thanks. I think this is one of my favorite topic to talk on because, as Jaleel sir said, a person knows what Mercedes has to offer in terms of the luxury. The entire showroom experience of a Mercedes or entire showroom experience of a Gucci or a Versace, there is something which has been incorporated, which is called the design thinking philosophy in their whole experience that they are delivering to you. We are trying to make the same use of design thought process to design the experience around a client. So from the day he walks into our experience center for the very first time, to the time he leaves the experience center, to the time for the second meeting that takes place, to the time our engineers are visiting the site, to the time we hand it over, to the time we give the post-sales experience. All of this has to be crafted. I'm using the word crafted because it's a luxury segment. And all of this has to be crafted without manual intervention because as you already know, wherever there's a manual intervention, there are gaps, there are incidents of certain getting missed out. But we are trying to use these processes, these systems in place to make sure that we deliver the same experience to every client, no matter what value he is offers to the system. But he should get the same experience because eventually when a Mercedes is selling any brand of their car, no matter it's a 40 lakh car or a 4 crore Maybach, it does not differentiate between the clients because they are giving you the same experience. Similarly, with these processes in place, we want to make sure that no matter if Hirsch is closing it or if anybody else in my office is closing it, but the experience has to be the same and it has to be upmarket.
Absolutely, because eventually it's the goodwill at stake and somebody who's spending so much has zero tolerance. One of the objections, Vikas, that we face is that this is not a necessity. And like Jaleel sir said, people say that it's a laziness product. So I ask you, is it a spoiled brat's toy or is it a need of the hour? Where do you place the technology that we sell at?
Well, I think it's a small bite toy when you want to show it off to your friends, but it is definitely a necessity when the wife don't want to get up and open the door when the milkman is outside. So a lot of ways to look at it, but definitely when people start using it, they do see the need of it. I would still rate it as a 50-50 ratio as of now, but slowly, because you have a lot of household help in India, and a lot of things get done by a lot of people, but then definitely it surely is a necessity that we're looking forward to in coming years.
Absolutely. Jaleel sir, I wanted to ask you that I think for all of us, positioning this to a client, there's one influencer that has played a big role and worked hand in hand with us, which is the interior designers and the architects when it comes to pitching this. Have you also experienced this and what role do you see they have played in convincing clients to upgrade their lifestyle with technology?
I think we should, up our antes together and be there where architects are trying to pitch. We should try and pitch. We should complement the design the clients has, trying to go in for, and try and give technology which seamlessly blends into that. Architects have an exposure from their previous projects, and that's what they're going to talk about. But you are going to go there and try and give them a completely different, aspect of technology which is happening because you are totally updated. With today, every day there are so many millionaires coming up in India, the progress which is happening. I think we are on the top of the iceberg. That's going to grow multifold from here on. We should be ready. We should not depend on someone else trying to integrate or trying to sell our what we are good at, and should be able to dictate. I always say then an integrator, an automation integrator should be on the top of the pyramid. He should dictate what should go into a home so that the seamless integration is possible.
That's such a fresh new perspective on it and an important take that comes from experience. Okay, concluding note, and I would like all of us to answer this one after another, that what role has a platform like this, Smart Home Expo, played in helping this position in the right way? And we've seen it grow in the last 5 years. And what do you have to say on that? Yeah, Harsh, we can begin with you.
All right. So I think I've always been a peer learning person. Even during my schooling days, I've always studied in a group. And I think the best thing that I get out of this platform is a whole new perspective of ideas from friends like you, from a lot of industry friends that I meet. I always keep my eyes, ears open, because I think even one new idea or one new perspective will give us a food for the entire year to come. That is number one takeaway for me. So number two is, of course, we get a platform to explore a lot of different products, either Indian origin or out of India origin. But I think it's a level playing field for everyone to exhibit their products, and for us to get all of it on one platter, in one go, in one visit, without really spending a lot of time visiting every city. And third and most important thing is knowledge platforms like CDF, like what we are having right now. I think I always look forward to these sessions because, again, it's about one new idea or perspective. Whenever these speaker sessions happen, I think even the audience plays a very important role, because one question thrown at us or one idea thrown at us will change the destiny of the entire industry to come.
Absolutely. Jaleel sir, your take on this?
I think earlier we used to look up to going to CDR, ISC and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And it's so nice to see now people looking up to coming to India for such kind of expos.
Yes.
And we have to do that. I think it is very good for the industry, not only for the integrators, but the homeowners will get confidence. I saw yesterday some homeowners attending a training course just to understand what technology is good for him. So it's changing the way, these kind of shows are changing the entire new look, or opening up the platform for Indian products as well as international products.
Absolutely. It is taking the industry up. Yes, Suman sir.
So just a quick point here. We have been part of this expo from its inception, and at the start when they started the stadium grounds, it was a very small show where all the shops were about 3x3 size, and you see the show has gone into a luxury segment as well, and now it has had an enormous growth with the Messe Frankfurt coming in. So I think this is a small industry, and I happen to see about 70% of the industry people coming into this show, so it's been a good place.
Yes, that's the biggest success, the participation. Yes, Vikas, closing note from you.
Yeah, I think from a distributor point of view, this is a fantastic avenue where you get to show what you've got, support the brands that you import and distribute, give them a space, let people touch, feel, and have a good overall, experience. So I think this is a great direction that we are heading towards with this show. It just needs to get more stronger, better, and more end users and architects and interiors should be a part of such thing.
Great. Before we conclude the panel discussion, anybody from the audience has any questions for any of the panelists? Anyone wants to ask anything? Anybody feels like saying anything? Okay, I think that's a no. So, yeah.
I just would like to make a statement. In fact, I have been handling system integrators for the last more than 14 years. I would like to make a statement. Can you hear now? So I have been handling system integrators for last 14 years. And in fact, they have been very aggressive in their approach with the customers. And they are the people who have spread the automation across the industry. And system integrator like Kothari, like Mr. Jaleel, like Mr. Harsh Mehta. So we have worked a lot in the market. We know the challenges in the market today. The customers are not paying. There are issues with the design. There are issues with the architect. So you have been handling it very well and making the system very popular in the market. Thanks for that. Thank you.
Right. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being a great audience.
Before we close, I have a small question to all the co-panelists.
Okay.
So my question is, how do we see the importance of AI coming into our system, our industry? Because of a lot of influx of these technologies that we see day in, day out, let's say from ChatGPT or a lot of AI stuff which is going on. So I want to give a fresh perspective to the audience from all of us about what is the importance of AI in our industry and how do we see it influencing the solutions that we give to our end customers?
I'll take that first. I think AI will be the game changer. I think in next 2 years, if we don't adapt AI, we will not be in the business. That's what my feeling is, because luxury automation is all about convenience and security. And the way AI will automate things, it will learn and make things happen as it keeps learning the lifestyle of a client. That's what people would require. I don't know, there will be pros and cons, but I think we should try and make use of it for the better.
I think it's everyone wants to get a personal touch to what they do in their house or in their life. Like you sit in a car, you set your car seat to your own personal preference. Now, if artificial intelligence comes in and it kind of understands your requirement and gives you, like spoon feeds you things on platter, it is going to be a game changer for sure. And I think we are heading on the right direction.
From my side, as I know, a lot of manufacturing companies have started work on the AI side of it. And at this point of time, the understanding the life curve of the users has been a tough part. But the early advantage will be there as soon as we get, I think, some 3 companies to launch in the AI integrated automation systems by end of this year. Probably we will wait for it and see how it goes from there.
So, Suman, because of the background that you come from, I know a lot of our legacy control systems, we had invested painless hours of programming to schedule one light for them. And now I think with AI coming in, they can just say, hey Siri, please program my post lights to come on at 8 p.m. And that's the schedule. So I think that is the level of flexibility is going to bring to the system. And it's a matter of time when we embrace it and we make sure that it becomes so simple for them that they need us redundantly quite a lesser amount of time then.
Yeah, I think I see it heading in a direction where today you are saying, hey Siri, do this for me at 8 o'clock. And it will come to a why not, where the Siri will ask that I think you would love to have your curtains closed right now, and we will just say why not. Okay, so I think it will head in that direction where the system is learning every day what we are doing on a regular basis. It will adapt to it, it will give us options and make that a part of our lifestyle and add intelligence to that house. I think we are heading very much in that direction.
Just have a point here. I just got a notification from Google saying your car has been parked for 2 days, you want to move it. So the same way with learning curve, the machine learning will make you smarter and saying, okay, last day you opened the curtains at this time, you want me to open it? And just with a click of a button, it's going to program it for yourself.
Thank you, panelists. Thank you, moderator, for moderating this beautiful session. I think it was super interesting. I have a quick question to ask you, Maulik, and maybe the panelists as well back here. Do you think smart homes and automations, do you think it's a spoiled brat's toy, or do you believe that it's the definition of you have made it in life?
Yeah, I just asked that question, but my answer to it is that we are making houses intelligent. We are adding a brain to that switch, a brain to those lights, a brain to those curtains, and it is absolutely learning the lifestyle of that person so that he can be more productive in other things in life. And the house is only as good as, okay, the ambience of the house or the aesthetics of the house is eventually only good if there is a play of lights. Playing between natural light, artificial light, and systems following themselves. So many people invest in high-end home theaters, but don't know how to use it. The system learns it. That's when we add brains. So it's not a spoiled brat's toy, but it is whoever wants high-end technology as a part of their lifestyle, this is their answer.
I would say it's a combination of both of it. If you've made it in life, then why not spoil yourself now?
Absolutely.
Right? With smart homes, yes.
Just the answer is you made yourself comfortable. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of it, it all comes down to making yourself comfortable and feeling the luxury at the end of it. Well, thank you so much. Can we please have a big round of applause for our wonderful panelists and our moderator? And as a token of our appreciation, we would like to felicitate you with a memento. And may I please request Mr. Shekhar from Smart Home Expo to kindly join me on stage to do the honors.
I would like to thank the audience for being around. Thank you so much.
Yes, we do seem to have a packed audience right here, and we have a presentation coming up very, very soon by Mr. Mahesh Chitte, General Manager of Project Sales Support, CP Plus. May I request you guys to kindly stay back for this one. And can we please have a big round of applause for this wonderful panel discussion that we just witnessed. Our amazing moderator, Maulik, and our panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, can we please have a huge round of applause? Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Please come for a quick photo op if that hasn't happened yet. Thank you.